Oh, good times, right?
Yeah.
Welcome to Unbiased and on the Fence. I'm Shane. Thank you for joining us. We are talking shift with Michelle Wolfe. What's up, Michelle?
We like to talk shift. We really do. Yeah. Oh, it's so good to see you again. Back to the screen, but still, memories are
Yeah,
close in my heart. And what an amazing time we had. So, yeah, lots of laughs, lots of fun.
it really
So,
was. And, we had our very first moments caught on tape, which I thought was really touching. I would have cried, except I was so darn excited to see you.
yeah,
You
so
know,
I cried for both of us.
let me pull this
Yeah,
up.
it
I'm going to
was
share
so.
so you can relive. Share screen. Thank you, Megan, for capturing this.
Yeah, Megan got it on video.
Okay, here we go.
Me circling the house.
Michelle, are you excited to see Shane?
Yep. Oh, I'm gonna cry.
I know. I'm like, I'm surprised you do them.
You want me to get your face or Shane's face?
You can't wait. It's good.
Megan was like, I hope you put the car in park. You got out of the car so fast. It hardly even stopped, and you were like, the door was open.
In the car, I start crying.
Oh, that was
Oh.
awesome.
Oh, so good. Yeah, it was so amazing. Best hug ever. I got so many amazing hugs. I don't think I've ever had so many amazing hugs all in one space of time around so many people. That was mind blowing for me. Just to be
Yeah, that's
so.
actually
Mhm.
that's what I was doing. I was getting my box out of my pocket because I knew it was going to hurt.
I was gonna get crushed.
I just threw it in the car real fast because I knew
Yeah.
it was just only going to get in the way, hurt
Yeah.
one of us.
Yeah, it was amazing. We had so much fun. We had so many good laughs. So
So that was actually at the Airbnb that you guys were in. It was a super nice place.
it's gorgeous.
So
Yeah.
Sherry and I had gone over to the Walmart to pick up some last minute supplies when we first got there. We checked out the place and then we were over there at Walmart, and then I found out you sent me your address where you guys were, and I was like, oh my gosh, you're like 5 minutes away. I was like, there's
Yeah.
no way. You were closer than East City at that point. So I was like, there's no way we're not going to stop on the way back. So
Yeah.
we were finishing up at Walmart and we leave out, and then guess what? We run into Eileen and who all was there? I think it was Eileen and Nancy and John Benny.
Yeah.
I believe that's who it was there. We run into them, and
I was hoping they were gonna come by too, but yeah.
yeah, but they went
Yeah.
in, and then I texted them to see if they wanted to come along, and
Yeah.
they didn't get the text till later. So.
Yeah. But that's okay. Had a great time hanging out with them. I had a great time with John the next day too. We made sure I maxed out as much time as I could with him while he was there. So because he was only
Yeah.
there like the one night because I missed the Thursday night with him. So yeah, we had so much fun. Way too many laughs. I was waking up each morning with like hardly any voice at all. Just from talking to so many people and laughing and singing. So, but that was fun. That was funny too. The singing we did, on the Friday when John was there, right? And how you could see how much he carried it. And then the next day we all go to do a singing circle again. You all guys all keep looking at me like I know what to do. And I'm like, no, I was just basically lip reading John, trying to guess like what he was going to sing next. and just doing that the whole time, right? But he was leading the show big time,
That was
and
awesome.
yeah, it was a good time. That was
He
really
sang a
fun.
bunch of his songs. We did a bunch of covers, and
Yeah, yeah, and
so that was really fun.
yeah, that was a really great time. Amazing just to be around so many people that you can just really be open with who you are, and just be yourself and be silly and be giddy and just have
Like you and
fun.
Allison the next day when we were out playing our guitars, and
That was
we met up with
another
another
hilarious.
guy, another guy that he wasn't even there because of Unbiased and on the Fence. The guy
Yeah.
that was singing and playing, he was just another guy. He came
Cool.
up and we had an extra guitar for him, and he knew a bunch of old songs, and we
Yeah.
just had a great time that day too, And,
Yeah.
And you and Allison were over there just giggling away the whole
Yeah,
time.
and Megan, and we're laughing.
And
Yeah,
Megan,
we're crickets who brought our own instruments. Yeah, that was funny. That was a good picture. So yeah, it was so many amazing conversations with different people. I wish I could have talked to more, and there were so many people that I wasn't sure like who exactly was there, like from Unbiased, and who wasn't and everything. So, but
yeah, sometimes
we
it's
could have
hard for
talked to
people
more
to
people.
realize that they know our face, but we don't know theirs. And if they don't
Yeah.
introduce themselves, we might act kind of funny or something, and they won't realize that we just don't know who they are. Or
Well, yeah, I would have liked
or
to
maybe just
know.
don't realize.
Yeah, because I've gotten a couple messages, like, oh, I wish I could have spent time. I'm like, I wish I'd known. I wish I knew, like, yeah, but it was so good. I did get to spend a lot of time with so many amazing people and creative people, and yeah, it was something I never thought I'd experience, for sure. The whole thing, everything about it. Mm-hmm.
What kind of did you have any kind of
freaky stuff?
Yeah, freaky stuff.
I did. On the very last night, Darren and Jameson and I, and they had some experiences with the Sasquatch. I think Jameson and Shiny had seen like 9 of them the day before, and
right.
being poked and stuff like that by this little elf or dwarf or something. I'm not gnome. I think he said it was.
Mm-hmm.
So anyways, the last night we'd done some Star Watch and but I wanted to go for a trek. So the 3 of us, they took me for a walk over by the river where they had seen them before. And we were sitting out there, and there was a point where like we saw shadows, like shadows get darker. I didn't specifically see any Sasquatch, but it was weird sometimes how there'd be a dark shadow somewhere and then there wasn't. So that was a little odd, but there was definitely a point where we all noticed the energy start to prickle and pick up, like that you could feel it, and the tingling, and we all started to notice it. I had pressure on one side of my chest, and Jameson picked up on the same thing too, and we're sort of all tuned in, kind of feeling that. And then all of a sudden I had like a windbreaker jacket on that had a hood, and all of a sudden something touched my back and tugged my hood. And I spun around. I was like, who is that? It must have sounded so funny too, because I just jumped. And listen, it wasn't the 2 guys. Their hands were in front of them. I know where they were. My back was actually a little bit more back than them. They were sitting beside me, but it was not them. And there was nothing there. And we were out in the woods by a river. But it wasn't that something just tugged the hood. It was that I could even feel it like an hour later, the exact spot where my back had been touched or like brushed. Like it felt like this part of a hand tugging on my hood. And man, did I jump. I wasn't scared at all.
Just surprised.
I was laughing. I was like, who is that? Like, who's playing games here? Because I knew there was nobody there, but at the same time, yeah, there was nobody there. So that was pretty funny. So that was my freaky story. And of course I did see some cool orbs on the mountain, like not the first night. Well, we did before the storm came in. That storm itself was crazy. And as it was coming in, there was, some interesting lights around the mountain and moving around I saw in the clouds. That was very unusual. And the storm was unusual. And and the next night it was neat how you'd see these at dusk, these lights just sort of start to come out on the mountain, usually around the same spots, and just kind of float around. And you're like, what is it? But then one, like, really, it broke away from the mountain and literally started to move through the sky, like towards us, like in our direction, for a bit. And that was unusual. So that really struck me too. Like, and how bright it got. It was moving away. No idea what it is, but definitely not something you see every day. So yeah. And as far as like the actual, the power-ups or whatever, they were, to me, I've seen that here and figured they were satellites. So, but I know that there was a couple that did seem to move off in direction that didn't go a straight line, but there was some that did go in a straight line, and yes, they did get brighter, but I've always assumed those were satellites. But there was a couple that did move around. So
yeah, that's how it was for me. I saw one that like changed, like it was moving along like a satellite, but then it changed 45-degree angle like this, and I was like, just about the time I was like, holy crap, they can't do that. Then it stopped, and then I couldn't find it amongst the stars once it wasn't moving. It just kind of got lost in there, but it was just enough to let me know, hey, it's not a.
There was a couple of those, that I was like, okay, no, that's not.
And I don't see those around here, but I see the regular satellite ones. Actually, I have the app on my phone. I didn't have it open there because I didn't have service to really track it. But there's an app that will show you every satellite flying overhead. That's be really handy in a situation
you have to,
like that.
You have to tell me about that.
Then. Yeah, it's just a free.
Yeah. Because the nights have been getting clearer here. I'm amazed by how clear the skies are. No chemtrails at all. Just that I mentioned, I don't know where you guys are, but man, the skies are blue.
It will even give you alerts, like a 5-minute heads up if you want to go out and see the satellite fly over,
cool.
or the space station or whatever it is.
Yeah. Well, and I think this is August 10th. You do tend to see a few more shooting stars and stuff too. So you never know what you're going to see. But it was the energy for me, the experience there, and that was really what I was focused on in going there, and it's just kind of absorbing and feeling out that energy. And I certainly had some amazing experiences with that too, and just the connection with the people, that was really mind-blowing for me. So, and just meeting so many fantastic people and just sharing that time with them, sharing that. Yeah, amazing hugs. Amazing hugs, right?
Those amazing connections that we continue to have.
Yeah.
When we go back home.
Yeah. So that's it is quieter. So I just saw your video. You're talking about how people may feel, coming back home, and so it is quieter, but it's been really great for me. I really felt like in the traveling, it was like I had to go through all the busy, hectic stuff and through the city, but boom, coming home, and at the end of my journey, it was like I just felt like I was back at a cottage again, which is great here. And now that we have the car, that's been an amazing thing too, because now we can get out.
Like,
there's lakes all around.
You don't have to have cabin fever now. You can actually.
And it's beautiful, like right where we are. I don't have to leave the city to go out and get that nature thing. Like, it's all around. It's just nice to be able to get around and go see it, because where we are is a beautiful area next to Prince Edward County, and has some great memories there for me and my mom too. She used to live there for a time. So yeah, we went out on a day trip and just went for a drive this week. We're gonna go to the beach and just be having fun. So that's been really good. And so I've been just, missing the friends, like having the play friends there, just to like, come on, let's go do something. I have been missing that for sure, but have otherwise just been feeling really good and trying to absorb. Like, we had to get home, and then boom, it's right into the full moon. The 17th, we had a huge Schumann blast as well too. So there's definitely been a real pickup with the energy. I noticed an acceleration for me personally in going to ECETI. I started experiencing some new like physical energy experiences, which have carried on and continued since being back, and how much the plasma necklace has to do with that too. I'm not sure. So, been wearing that as well. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, jury's still out with that. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I kind of left it on. I didn't have it on when I traveled. And I packed it in the suitcase because I'd heard it was making the alarms go off going through the security wire. So I just packed it away. I wasn't wearing it, so I didn't have any problems. And I did notice I was a lot more easily agitated. And I
When you
was
took it off?
surprised by it. Yeah, on traveling home and the plane and the everything. Um, I did find myself more agitated than usual. And in coming home, I have found it's very calming, but at the same time, when the energy blasts have come in, with the full moon and with the blast we had on the 17th, um, it can really accelerate things too much. So twice I'm like, I'm gonna take this off for a bit and see if it settles down at night, and then I was able to go to sleep. So I think it can kind of accelerate things too.
Do you do anything that cleanses it? I know they said that you can
Salt,
run
I've done
salt
that.
over it or
Yeah, just
sunlight.
laid it in the salts, and yeah, and I just did like a cleansing meditation over it. Same thing I do in my bath when I'm pouring the salt in my bath. So when I did that for myself, I did that for the necklace, set it aside in the dry salt as well too, the Himalayan salt, right? They said so. And just did that. Well, I did the same thing for myself. Just you're supposed to clean the energy out for every 3 days. So I'm not sure what everybody else is experiencing, but I have noticed a sense of calmness, but that it can also push things. If there's purging that needs to be done, it can accelerate that, I think. And I have been feeling the energy a lot more physically. So in the heart area, which I'm kind of excited to talk to you guys about too.
Oh
I'm not sure if
no,
anybody else
Eileen
is
says I
feeling it.
wish I did the plasma bed. I didn't feel my necklace on me, and then it leaked out in my suitcase. Bummer.
Oh,
Bummer.
oh no.
Maybe we could James mail you another one or something.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Did you do the whole bed or no?
No.
No, I didn't do the whole bed.
Yeah, no, it was.
But you saw the people that did the whole bed. They look like they just got out of surgery.
Yeah,
Didn't they?
I watched Dan's video, and that's I can see like the energy. You see how their speech slows down, and they're just.
That's
like,
actually when I stopped wearing mine. I was like, wait a minute, I need to take this off. I don't need anything that's gonna make me feel a fraction of what they feel like. But I tried
I
it.
like that. Yeah, no, I like that state though. Yeah. Yeah, it does. I see it in their face. I can see the energy shift in their face, and the cadence of their voice, and it can feel the energy difference from it. And I do find that it has a lighter effect, but a layered effect like that has that calmness to it. But it can really also feel like kind of a boiling, bubbling cauldron if there's energy that's coming up and needs to be purged. It can kind of like literally feels like that. Blah, 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 the energy coming up. So yeah. So I'll tell you, I did an amazing meditation on my own on the last day. Out. I think I talked to you about it after I had it, and it was cool. Okay. Like, where do I start? So because I went out to the same spot where John Binney and I had been playing music together, and because it was just a nice little spot with trees and a couple chairs, and I took my sketchbook and my paints. I was going to go paint the mountain, and this is when we got there, Sunday early afternoon. And when I sat down, I couldn't even focus because I was noticing the vortex spin so much. We talked about it before when I went to Sedona in Arizona. I'm really noticing this difference now. And I couldn't even focus because it's like like this, like being locked in revolving doors that just keep going, right? Like this. Whoa,
Sure,
it's
yeah.
really weird. So I'm like, okay, this is probably a really good time to just meditate. I have, to just soak up where I am, and I started off sitting up, and then I was still spinning so much. I'm like, no, just lay down. So I lay flat on the ground and went through my process that I do every day, which is I call like securing my four corners, which is north, south, east, west, and I bring in angelic guidance for each corner, visualize and bring that in, and then I ground into the earth, and then I ground into the Christ consciousness grid. So my horizontal and my vertical, and then I meditate. Right. And then I can just go into that space, leave it, feel protected, feel safe, feel like I'm supported, and just do my thing. So I was doing that, and when I got to my second corner south, which is Archangel Michael, and I was really already experiencing, like I said, it was feeling like a vortex already. So, I had to lay down I'm processing this, and, my face is doing the twitching and really feeling it. But the new experience was, it was like a clap in the heart. It was like something slapped my heart. That wasn't painful, but it was shocking, and it wasn't a jolt as much. It was a clap, and it was very strong, like enough that like it just reverberates through the whole body, and it was a whack. and immediately I'm like, whoa, like this is different. And from there it carried on very different. So that did happen several times as I continued through the meditation. I got a whole bunch of visuals. I won't get into all that, but it was an amazing personal experience for me, energetically, visually. The communication that I received while I had the meditation was amazing. But since then, and in coming home, I have it's been increasing this level of vibration. So it hasn't been that I'm always getting the claps. I have had that a few times, but I am definitely increasingly aware of my heart energy, even more so. But what's getting me is feeling the vibration. I'm becoming much more aware of a constant resonance. When the energy is really kicking in, I'm feeling myself vibrating. So the reason I'm really thinking about this and bringing it up is because a lot of the BQH sessions, including my own, all my dreams that I've had, my dreams where I have experienced an energy wave or that big transition wave come in, what always starts with it, what is the cue, is that my body starts vibrating and vibrating so much that I'm like, what's going, oh, this is it. Like, that's my cue to know. And that's what I've had come up in the BQH and other people's BQH sessions as well, is this awareness of this vibration. So it's really increasing for me. There's been 2 nights just in the last few days where it has been so strong that it's not just a vibration. I can feel an oscillation to it. I can feel the pace of it and almost feel like there's a sound, like a whoa, 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 whoa. Sorry, that's so weird. I tried to practice this for you guys to try to like tune into the pace of it. Because even now that I'm even just choosing to tune into it, I'm tuning into it and I can accelerate it, and it's like a
almost like a binaural beat.
It is, but I'm not listening to the binaurals when I'm doing this. So I mean, the binaurals could do that. Like I would typically, if I listen to the binaurals and I put them on and I fall asleep, then I would often wake up and feeling that whoa, 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 whoa.
Yeah.
I feel that. But this is without it. This is like when I said that I was feeling the energy so much, I took the plasma off because like I was getting nauseous
Yeah.
It was the energy so much like this starts to flutter, you start to feel nausea. um it wasn't that the mind was going to any negative thoughts or anything, but it is sort of like kind of going, like, what's going on? Let's put this in a box. What do I
Right. Right.
do? Right. Where I'm very aware of the heart, which is just like in it to win it. It's just in it and totally calm. And so that's been really neat. And a date on this, an energy wave specifically. I'm not sure how it's going to appear. I think that there still will be a physical manifestation, like even Luna talks about, um, that people experience it in different levels. I know some people experienced it very physically, some people didn't experience it at all, some people like myself experienced it in dreams, but that still is building and building into the manifest physical reality to be experienced at some point. So it's bringing me back to that, information, and reminding me of that increased awareness of this vibration being one of the signs of the large, one of these larger waves. I'm not even sure if it's just one wave, and like really, like
Right.
these waves just seem to get bigger and bigger. But maybe one of these really large pivotal ones that causes a real shift to level up in frequency.
Yeah.
Where we're not seeing the Schumann just bop and jump and up and down, up and down, up and down like it is, but where it, levels up in a frequency and vibration sets and stays at that point and becomes a new plateau is kind of what I'm thinking. So,
Have you
but
tried
we'll
to
see.
meditate on that? Have you that whoa 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 feet?
And that's why, like, when I first really started to notice it, was with the full moon energy that came in, and it was really, that's where I was like nauseous. It was a lot. It was a lot to process. It's been more subtle since then. About 2 nights later, or I think it was the 17th, when we had the Schumann come in again, I noticed it pick up again then. And then, of course, since thinking about this, contemplating our chat today, um, I have thought about meditation. I wanted to sort of narrow this down and pinpoint, how fast the reverberation is. It's like a reverberation, to see if I could give a better description and what I think. So I'm just going to continue to play with it. It's been a new thing since we got back, and yeah, the dreams have really been vivid and fun too. So I'm hearing a lot of people noticing in the last week since we had Lionsgate, the dreams are really picking up. And for me, they've been really fun. It's like that joy, happiness that I got to experience like all day and just in play, at ECETI and being with friends in this carefree way,
Right.
has really bled through like all the dreams, and that no matter what's going on, I just feel that happy, carefree way of being through the dreams, which is good, which then helps me through the day. So it becomes a cycle going up as opposed to a cycle going down. So
I haven't been having any dreams lately. I've just been
No.
sleeping so deep and
yeah,
no
well,
dreams.
you needed to catch up on the sleep too, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Did you sleep at all?
I managed to fit
Not
in a
much.
little bit, but yeah, I'm probably still playing catch up. Probably.
Yeah, I really
Yeah.
did. Yeah, really did need to catch up on sleep when I got back. I was pretty quiet and pretty tired. And I will say too, as far as symptoms go, it was, what was it? The 17th when we had the blast. I woke up that morning and it was excruciating back pain. I haven't had for no reason, wasn't doing really any heavy lifting. And it felt like, again, the broken glass in the hips. I really felt like there was a lot of energy coming through the root chakra. So I don't know if anybody else has experienced that. My mom was experiencing it at the same day. And the thing is, normally when I had pain so bad like that, when I used to get it, that's something that would take me a few days to get rid of. But this just through the meditation, just my normal daily practices, I think recognizing what it was gone by afternoon. But like that morning, it was so bad. It was like pain radiating down my legs. Yeah. So I seem to be noticing like the energy comes in, the body can kind of like react and go, oh, but it seems to be processing, purging, and doing what it has to do so much quicker now. I can literally like go through the motions all in one day and be out the other end, as opposed to like it taking days at a time. So, but I did definitely feel the impact of that energy coming in through the root. Very uncomfortable. So if anybody else felt that too, itchy ears as well, if anybody's felt that, or itchy
I've had
skin,
the itchy ears. Yeah.
the itchy ears. So that was another one. I'm trying to remember. I should have wrote notes, but yeah, those are a few that.
Yeah, we're just winging it here, guys.
Yeah, we're just winging it.
So, okay, so I saw you on Dan on Talk is Cheap, K2D4 Network on YouTube, for you guys who are not aware of Dan. He's been putting a lot of stuff up from ESETI, so if you're not subscribed, you need to, and you're interested in the ESETI stuff, he's putting lots of stuff up. Same way with John Benny and, of course, Eileen, who's in the chat. So is John. You guys can hop over to their channel through their name. But, okay, so you're on with Dan, and, you know, I love it when, you know, you're watching somebody and you're like, you know, you think of things they should say and then they say it, and you kept doing that. And that's the whole thing with Dan, you know, talking about.
This is why we're such good friends.
Right. Yeah, and you know, I felt like you were representing very well, I must say.
Thank you.
Yeah, so a lot of great advice, and
thank you.
You know, what do you tell people, because you can't make that step for people, and you know, you guys were talking on there. You know, and I know a lot of people feel just like Dan was talking about. You know, he's waiting for the monetary system to shift before he makes a move, because, you know, people get comfortable in their job, you know, and, you know, we take things seriously, you know, and, you know, that's a serious thing. You're like, hey, I got 5 years invested in this. What do you tell about somebody? Because that's a jump out of the nest for some people to follow their heart, isn't it? You know,
it's huge. It's the biggest, like, free fall. It's a free fall.
But I think it's designed like that in a way, because
it's the leap of faith.
It's the leap of faith, you know, and I think if you're waiting for something in the future,
backup plans better be in that.
I think, you know, you can have it right now. Why can't you have it right now? And if you're waiting for something outside of yourself to happen.
Plus, people have so many requirements. People have so many requirements on this checklist. And again, like what I was saying, it really has to come back to you. I simplified my wants and needs as much as possible to carry a state of being and a state of awareness. I took my spectrum of want and needs outside of all these things we see externally. I had lost so much. There was nothing more for me to feel like I could lose, right? And you know, like when you've lost that much, what do you have to lose? I knew I could lose, so what? I knew I was okay with nothing, you know. And a lot of this big process, like, you know, where it began for me with the shaman was waking up the next day after being healed and having literally no want or need of anything. I could have been homeless. My happiness was not contingent on even whether or not I had a roof over my head at that time. Now that's a really far stretch, like a lot. I'm not suggesting that, and I didn't maintain that, but it was such a spiritual healing that's the place that it left me in. So there's something to be learned from that, right? It was such a state of pure joy, peace, love, knowing of your infinite being, of no fear of death, or fear of judgment, or fear of anything. It was just joy at knowing who I truly am. So for me, that has been the goal. That's my goal. It's not the material things or the signs of success and how we measure it. So my leap of faith was a very natural thing for me to do. There was no other choice. What is there to lose? Like, that is my goal. I've surrendered a need to acquire and attain or pacify my ego. Not all the time. I still work at it, but I have a deep understanding of where I need to find my happiness. And it's in this ascension process, in this understanding and awakening of my energy and myself, and bringing in this Christ consciousness, sharing the knowledge to those who would like to hear it. Like, it's a very simple thing. So, these goals for me aren't all outside of myself. So it actually made it very easy for the universe and for God and for my higher self to put me in a place where I could just be those things, because my list of requirements isn't yay big on how that needs to happen. Right? Well, this is what I want to be, but I need this, but I have to have that. But
I have to get it this way. I mean, we'll get specific with the limitations that we put on.
Oh, yeah. And I can't lose that.
Right.
And I can't ever do that. It's like, you're done. As soon as I gave up all those requirements and simply knew how I wanted to feel and was willing to surrender all, including physical things, work,
prioritize,
whatever, in order to attain what I wanted inside of myself, then everything came into play to do that. So I was able to go on this trip and not come back and worry about deadlines and goals and going back to work and feeling like the vacation is over. My life is the vacation now, right? I don't need a lot to fulfill my needs monetarily, because those have been greatly reduced. I feel like I am so abundant with what I have. It's not measured in physical things. I have my artwork, I have my dogs, I have food, I have a roof over my head, I got my mom, people are healthy. Cool.
Think of the irony of that. I have the least amount of things I've ever had, but yet I'm the happiest I've ever been.
That's right. Me too. Me too. And so I would suggest that a lot of that is sort of stress we put on ourselves, is trying to keep and maintain control of our exterior environment, yet requiring a different environment. I required a different me and was willing to lose everything, including aspects of myself, including facing my shadow self, all of it. I was willing to fight all my demons and face myself honestly in all the mirrors that I saw, in order to carry what I needed inside of me. And nobody can take that away. Even if the roof blows off of the house, mm-hmm. I'm still here. There's difficulties and but it's an understanding of self and your infiniteness and being here, and everything else just kind of falls away. And it gets a lot easier. But you got to free fall. Let go of the list and requirements. It's like jump off the cliff. But wait, do I have this? Do I have the better double check this? Better check no. Oh, I can't go without that. I can't. Really?
Yeah. I think Bashar in a recent video had said it really great. He was talking about the power of our visualization for manifestation. But what we'll do is we'll cling to our images in our mind that we create of how something should be, instead of using the images. Mm-hmm. The way he basically says we should use the images to resonate at the feeling we want to experience, but let go of the expectation of that image. Just know that the feeling is going to come. It might not be exactly what you imagine creating the feeling, but just know that feeling you're resonating at will return to you. And let go of the expectations, because the universe has a funny way of surprising us, doesn't it?
It really does. It's crazy. I could never guess that certain things, a year ago. And each year
So
it's like
many
the
little
same
things.
thing,
Yeah.
it's releasing all these worries. Like, why did I ever worry about any of those things? But it's really escalated, even in the last 3 months again, Jane. And these synchronicities and seeing how easily things can flow when you just release, like when you just are, there's like this map of synchronicities that just ease your way. There's no panic about things. There's because you can see how you're supported and you just kind of follow the clues. And I mean, I know we all experienced so many synchronicities and acceleration of synchronicities before the trip. There's so many stories that I know we shared just between our group, and getting together and just all along the way. And it's like all along the road and all along the way, you see all these road signs that let you know that you're just on the right track. Just coast. You just coast, enjoy the secret, laugh, be happy, be joyful, appreciate the people you're with, the environment that you're in, and just take in each moment.
And you can do that
And
once you really reach that level of trust where you can. And I always encourage people. I'm like, look, if you have a problem trusting, just look back at your life, at all those coincidental things. Once you got a mountain of quote unquote coincidental, accidental things that just happen to happen that way, you just happen to escape a car wreck without any scratch on you, or people have so many of these little stories, and if
or
they just
mom
look back,
winning the slot machine 3 times in one day,
right,
$33,000.
Yeah, look at that. I mean, look back at
Yeah.
how you've gotten to where you are right now, and use that as a faith builder, as a trust builder, that you can move forward and you don't have to worry about the unknown stuff. If it's out of your hands, let it stay out of your hands. Be liberated from those worries,
Yeah.
and be in the moment, like you're saying.
Yeah. I look for the things that inspire this feeling in me of of elation, of joy, of passion for life, of me. I look for those things, and just be drawn naturally to it like a magnet, and then you'll just kind of see the universe going along beside you, supporting you, and sort of forming this reality around you. So you just have to know that what you're pulling in. So it's holding that energy and being aware every day of, this is the energy I'm radiating, so this is what I'm going to pull in. It's not always easy, but yeah, the trick for me is catch it that day. Like deal with it that day, deal with the trigger or whatever it is, bring it back home that day. I don't let myself point the finger around at everybody else in an experience or environment. Can discuss it. How do I want to feel in a situation? How do I feel? Why did I feel? Whatever it is, and make sure that I have an understanding that about me, not about everybody else. And that simplifies things and avoids the victim role. So the victim role that so many of us get used to playing, of pointing out of why we are miserable and who did what to who and who said who this to. Really, it's all about you and you choosing your experience. So, I'm just constantly aware of that within myself. Bring it back to me. Don't push it outside of you onto other people. So
I think the time for carrying around all the excess baggage is really over for me. I've carried around so much crap, you know what I mean, that you don't realize.
Yeah.
You're like, wait, I don't have to carry this?
I'm not carrying other people's stories.
Yeah.
I'm not going to carry, like, for them, I'm not going to be that enabler anymore of carrying people's woe is me stories. I got other things to do. Sorry.
And you know what? It's
Yeah.
like, gosh, so many times I wish I could be happy for someone, but it's like you have to make that choice yourself, Sorry. You just have to make that choice that you're going to be happy, you're going to have a great day. And it really is like flipping a switch, but it can be hard to do if you're down. That's why I always say catch it early. Don't get so far down that you don't want to get up, because you can, And you're frozen. Are you still here? Oh, there you are. Okay.
Yeah, you froze too. Yeah, catch it. Yeah, catch it before, and that's why I'm saying how you catch it before is by realizing the words that are coming out of your mouth. Like you have to hear yourself, and if it's about other people, you're focused on the wrong thing. You're not catching. You want to catch it before.
Or
What's
really
going on? Like what
at the
is?
thought state.
It's about you.
At the thought stage. You know, what are you dwelling on?
Yeah.
You
What
know?
stories are you telling right now? What stories are you telling yourself? It's amazing how much we do it. Listen, the reason I know this is because I told so many stories to myself, over the years. And that separation occurred, and I could hear these different things, but the thing is, there's no going back from it. Once you can really recognize that within, yourself and other people, you just can't really listen the same way that I used to.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you can't go back from that. I can't listen to myself the same way either. So if I won't listen to myself do it, I'm not going to listen to somebody else do it.
Shout out to Lila. Lila and her sister Jamie were camping and got rained out on. Was that Friday night when it rained so hard? It was Friday night, right? Yeah.
Yes, it was Friday night.
So bad. I know a number of people got rained out.
Yeah, but yeah, I got locked in the car for about 40 minutes, I think, in the torrential downpour.
yeah. Actually, I went to the car because I didn't want to get stuck.
But then I found my way out, and Jose fed me.
Awesome.
Showed up at the door like a drowned rat. Anybody here? Girls were all having a party. Yeah, that was another good time. That was fun. That was when the cat came in, and yeah.
Oh, with Angela and all that.
Yeah.
You know what?
Yeah.
It's like it really just goes to show you can't rain on her parade, because the rain came down, and I didn't hear anybody that got too bummed out about it. Even
we had a great time.
I'm sure Jamie and Lila weren't happy about it.
Yeah.
They weren't angry. They didn't, they still gave me a hug goodbye and stuff. So.
Yeah.
But it sucked. I wish there could have been something for that. But it was fun. It was a fun rain.
It was a great, amazing storm. Like I hadn't seen a thunderstorm like that in a while. Never mind seen a decent one this year yet. So,
and that light power up. Oh my gosh! And the one that John Benny caught there was actually like a wall of rain already there, and you could see that light. So.
What are you doing?
You'll see.
What are you?
You'll see.
Mom! Oh, she's doing a Joe Biden. She's doing a creepy Joe Biden impression. Mom, you nut.
I didn't even know. I heard there was like 80 people at his rally, so I didn't.
Mom says hi.
Your mom's hilarious.
That's funny. You guys are wondering what she's doing. Like, as you're coming closer, I'm like, what? What are you looking for?
You know what I loved about it? The dog is like all for it.
The dog, Zoe, eh?
Like, yeah, this looks
Zoe's
fun.
like,
Let's go sniff.
Is it camera time?
Yeah.
Hey, Zoe. Yeah. Oh, it was nice getting home to the dogs. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Miss them
let's
too.
See Zoe. Zoe right there.
Yeah. Zoe, come say hi. Come here, Baba. Come on. Come say hi. There we go. There was lots of people that said to say hi to you, Zoe. They said, we love Zoe. I'm like, Archer doesn't get on the camera as much because in my last place I had the big chair they could both climb up and be beside me when I was shooting the video. But hey, Joe, I sure was happy to get home to these dogs.
Creepy Joe.
Creepy Joe Biden.
Poor guy.
Well, whatever. He's a little creepy.
He is a little creepy, but I think he just might be creepy and not really mean it. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I'll send you some videos.
I wouldn't leave my kids with him or anything, but
I might be able to change your mind on that one.
Uncle Joe, actually, he's not creepy. Did you?
Oh boy.
Be hard to top the Biden creepiness, though.
Yeah, it's a Yeah, he's a little handsy. He's a little too handsy for my taste. Yeah.
That's hilarious. Oh, why I got a low video output red line here? Let's see. See if it's straightening up on the other end there. I think it'll be all right. Looks like I'm sending in the green, so we're good.
Are you good?
All right, so.
All right.
So,
What
anything
else?
exciting going on in life again?
What else? I'm gonna start a painting. I started painting an oil painting in my head, picture from where we stayed at the Airbnb. So I'm gonna start working on that. I'm gonna go to the beach this week.
You gonna try to come to that? You gonna try to come to the Mandela Effect get together on, let's see, November 8th or 10th, and where is it? Idaho. You know about that one?
No, didn't know about it.
Yeah.
Didn't know about it.
Dark Wolf's Den.
Oh
Keynote
yeah.
speaker is going to be Cynthia Sue Larson. They've asked me to come speak, so.
Oh.
So we'll have the book out by then, and maybe I can promote it or whatever. But I'd like to go meet up with my Mandela Effect peeps. You know.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, fill me in on the details. I might be able to swing that November.
Yeah.
Gives me a bit of time.
8th, 9th, and 10th, I believe it is.
Right.
And then they're talking about having a get-together in St. Louis on the 11th, November 11th, which is a Monday. So I'm thinking, wow, you know, I might be able to hit that on the way back if I'm driving. If I'm driving, I can just go to St. Louis and then head south to Tulsa for the last, it's only like 5 or 6 hours.
Right, right.
So,
you never know.
So I might be able to hit 2 different get-togethers in one little weekend trip.
That would be awesome.
Cool.
Making it so is that our first annual ESETI then? We're gonna make it an annual event, I think.
Quite possibly. I guess
I
we'll
hope
just have to see how it works out.
Yeah, I think so. It was a great weekend to go. Mm-hmm.
Really
Air's so nice there. Air is so nice and fresh. A bit cooler than here.
We need to get some kind of UFO shuttle service, though, I think. You know. Well,
I'll let you know when my ship shows up.
Right.
I'll Uber. I'll be the first Uber UFO.
Uber.
I'm driving.
Wouldn't that be awesome? You know, they're going to be starting to deliver stuff with drones pretty soon. Like Amazon having drones bringing your book or whatever. Well, that'd be crazy. Pizza's coming.
Pizza's coming in there. That's like that movie Ready Player One. You seen that?
I don't know.
I always look to the movie and say they show you the different technology out and stuff, but that was one of the things they had. It's quite a few movies lately that have had the drones like delivering stuff. So that's been in there for a while. So I think they've already been starting to do that in certain areas. I thought, if not, it should be soon. Yeah.
Look at Go Kart Bob. ESETI 2020. Of course, Bob. It's like in your backyard. Yeah. Of course you want it there. I'm thinking the next one should be Tulsa, maybe. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Tulsa, it's a great city. It's like right in the middle of the country.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It'd be awesome.
It doesn't have to be all the way out there. It's so beautiful out there, though.
Eileen was talking Chicago. It's pretty big. Be probably a pretty good place because of all the people in Canada. But I don't know, St. Louis or Tulsa might be a better bet because it's a little bit further south for those that want to drive, you know.
Yeah. Well, I might be able to make it. I got transportation means, so yeah. Just accommodations, basically, right? It's pretty much all, and food accommodations is all I need to worry about, pretty much. So.
Yeah, and I think he has connections at the hotel to get it at a cheaper rate. You just have to go to that website. If you go to Dark Wolf's Den YouTube channel, you can find the information there. I'll start posting the link as we get closer to it. So.
Right.
I will promote it either way, whether I go or not, because Mandela Effect. I love Cynthia Sue Larson and Dark Wolf's Den. Jerry, he's cool. So yeah. All right. Well, shoot. I guess we can wrap this one up.
Yeah. Can't think. I'll think of stuff after we're done, but I got some symptom stuff I wanted to share. Right? Yeah. I can't think of anything else right now.
Just waking up a lot, but not really dreaming. Sleeping really deep, but not dreaming. I can't really think of any symptoms too much though.
Well, I think he really just needed the rest from. It takes a while to decompress after traveling
Yeah.
so much, right? Yeah, it took me where like a day. I felt like my body was still moving. It was like motion sickness, like 2 days after.
Yeah.
Just from moving around so much. Yeah, or vortex. Who knows?
Yeah, and I got way more sun than usual.
Yeah, yeah, that's been the nice thing.
Yeah.
So I think
Baking
that's
in
what
the
I'm
sun.
gonna go do when we're done. Gonna go hop in the pool, enjoy the rest of
Oh,
this
nice.
summer while I can. Yeah,
Yeah.
life's hard.
The winter's going to be returning up there quicker than you know. Huh?
Too fast.
Yeah.
Too fast.
Well, thanks for
but we'll
being
have to
here so
plan
much,
for this.
Michelle.
Yeah, it's
Lots of
been a
love
few
to you,
weeks,
sis.
so love you too.
It was
Yeah, miss
awesome
you
meeting you in
already.
person. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we'll figure it out again soon. So that was just the first time of many
Absolutely.
times. So many more adventures to come. That's for sure.
That
So.
is for sure. So we love you guys in the chat.
Love ya.
Love you.
Peace.
Peace. And we'll see you on the next one. Have a good one. If you'd like to support the work I do, go to paypal.me/UOTF. Thanks.